You are now live on Thursday, the 59th day? Yeah, 59th day. 59th day of June. Feels like that. We are live. We are on day 59. We're doing our full body workout. I'm just going to let people come on board, and we have a kettlebell and a stool today. Muscular and cardio endurance. There are no burpees. There are no mountain climbers. There are no high knee to elbow planks. There are no donkey kicks. She doesn't believe me.
It's not that I don't believe it, but there's something worse coming.
What's worse?
All of the above.
I'm just gonna punch you in the side of the head for 40 minutes. No. So again, there are no there are no burpees. There are no mountain climbers. There are no jumping split lunges. There are no high knee to elbow planks. There are no plank jacks. There's nothing like that. So today is all about muscular endurance, okay? So you don't have to go at 1,000,000 miles an hour in order to get the heart rate high. Craft, great. You just have to keep working continuously with perfect technique. Don't worry about the tempo. Park the tempo, just focus on the technique. Hello, Suzanne Flood. Hello, Trish. Hey, Crav. Hey, Mackers. Hey, Teens. Hey, Holly. Hey, Curly. Hey, Sharon. How are we all doing, guys? So we'll just let a couple more people come on board. Hey, Cheryl. Carol, day 59 for you, Carol. We'll let a few more get on board, and then we'll get cracking into our full body workout. Hello, Joanna Harper. How are we doing? So again, like I was saying, all we need is a kettlebell, weight, dumbbell, something similar to a kettlebell, and a chair, stool, bench, tabletop, anything like that. And there are no burpees today. There are no mountain climbers. There are no high plank, knee to elbow jumps. There are no donkey kicks. There is no cardio like that of any type. And the kids are upstairs kicking the ever-loving crap out of each other. But hey, we're at home. Let's get warm. Okay, so down onto our backs, guys. Arms out, crucifix. We're going to raise our leg up into the air and across the body, twisting that torso as much as possible. And we're going to alternate as we go. So we're going to go 1 rep with the right and then 1 rep with the left. And we're keeping our shoulder blades back on the floor and our arms out straight in order to keep the upper body stable while the lower body rotates. We're trying to get as much independent rotation as possible. How is the core feeling after yesterday? For those of you who did my Waistline Wednesday session, I did a spin session last night online, and I was definitely very conscious of the core muscles when I was doing a standing sprint. Okay, so we're now going to go into bridging. So you're going to bend your knees, put both feet on the floor. You're going to drive through the heels, push the hips as high as possible. And we're looking for contraction on the glutes, that's the bum cheeks, and the hamstrings. So again, big drive through the heels, get those hips as high as possible. And we're focusing on warming up the hamstrings and the glutes. We're going to raise our right leg into the air, driving off our left heel. Get the hips as high as possible. And then change. That's it. Slowly bringing the body up to speed, up to temperature, mobilizing every joint that we need and every muscle that we need. Okay, up we come. We're going to go into a plank position now. 2 hands, 2 feet on the floor. You're going to bring your left foot forward beside your left hand. After 3 seconds, rotate that left hand around as much as we can, and then bring it down, and then change. So I'm going to bring my right foot forward beside my right hand. And then I'm going to rotate that arm around for 3 further seconds. And then I'm going to change. So every 6 seconds you are switching between left and right. 3 seconds hand down, 3 seconds arm rotation. And keep moving. Nice and slow. Take your time. So again, relaxing through the shoulder blades as we stretch it out, because we want to get as much of a range of movement as possible. And you're going to be feeling tight, so emphasize relaxing into those stretches a little bit more, the more tightness you feel. And back up we come. We're going to go into a squat. We're going to drop our hips back and down, pushing our knees out with our elbows for 3 seconds, 2, 1, and then standing back up, shake out the legs. And then we go again. And remember, with your squat, it's all about the hips. You stick your hips out the back like you're shutting a door. Then you sit the hips right down. And at all times, the soles of the feet are in contact with the floor. We're driving our knees out with our elbows to make sure we keep our knees out wide and activate as much of the quads as possible. and not letting the knees coming in fall in under the body. If they come in under the body, that means you're actually using the joint. We don't want to use the joint, we want to use the muscles as much as possible. Good, so a couple more seconds, and then we're going to stand up tall and shake it out. Okay, so we have 2 minutes worth of kettlebell swings, just 2 minutes. So we're going to do 2 minutes of swings, then we're going to break it down into its individual movements for a minute apiece, and then we're going to go back to swings to finish off for a minute. Okay, so it's all about endurance. In 10 seconds time, we're starting into our swings. So grab your bell now. 6 seconds, we're into our swings. Feet nice and wide, shoulders back, chest out. 3, 2, 1, let's swing. So remember, you're pushing the floor away aggressively with the soles of the feet. Our shoulder blades are pinned at all times, and you're tensing your stomach at the top of the swing. So you can swing with 2 hands on the bell, you can swing with 1 hand on the bell, or you can alternate the swing as I'm doing now. But at all times, those 3 points need to be adhered to. Aggressively drive the feet down, shoulder blades pinned, stomach tight. And for those of you who've been doing sessions with me from probably about, day 1. So let's say you've been doing 10 sessions or more so far with me. You'll notice that they're the 3 points that I go to all the time, especially when we're doing any kind of full body movement like a swing, a snatch, a thruster, a deadlift. It's all about driving aggressively through the soles of the feet, keeping the shoulder blades pinned, and then squeezing those stomach muscles at the top. So we're coming up to the halfway mark. We have another 60 seconds of swings. So as you get tired, the body starts to look for little shortcuts and tricks. Don't let it. The reason you're training is because you're trying to focus on specific muscle groups. And if you let your body take a shortcut, it's going to avoid using those muscle groups because they're tired. And it's going to start putting the pressure on different areas that aren't designed to be exposed to those kind of forces for a prolonged period. So you have to stay switched on with the brain and focus on the movement. So if you keep focusing on those 3 points, feet aggressively down, shoulder blades pinned at all times, stomach tight at the top, then you are ensuring that you got the right muscles working, and therefore you're getting the best out of it. So in 15 seconds, you have 5 seconds, and we're going to go into a right hand hold, single leg deadlift. 8 seconds, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right hand hold, kick the right leg out behind you, let's go. So again, just like our swing, the sole of our foot is load bearing, the shoulder blades are pinned, and the stomach is tight at the top. So we're looking to get our back leg out as far behind us as possible. Our upper body and that leg are parallel with the floor, essentially making a capital T. We're driving off the sole of the foot to hit the hamstring and glute, and we're keeping our shoulder blades pinned to maintain posture. 3 seconds, we're changing legs. 2, 1, change leg, change hand, off we go. So we are kicking that leg out as far behind you as possible. That's the one. So we're going for 4 30-second windows on this. So we're going to be really focusing on that hamstring and glute. 6 seconds, you're going to shake it out for 5, and then we're going to go again. 3, 2, 1. Shake out the legs, back to the right hand. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Same again. That's the one, guys. Good work. So after this, we're going to switch legs on the 30-second mark, and then we're going to go into halo with a forward press. So essentially the forward press is you've got 2 hands on the bell and you're handing it out to someone at arm's length in front of you. Changing legs in 3, 2, 1, change and go. So it's a 2-minute set with the halo, with the outreach press in front. So I want you to focus for the first 30 seconds on going in one direction with the halo, and every time we do one successful round of the head, we're going to hand that bell out in front. So we're really focusing on the shoulders, the shoulder blades, and the core. 3, 2, 1. Okay, 2 hands on the bell. We're gonna do a full rotation around the head. Let's go. Big rotation around the head, and then it's handed out in front, bring it back in, big rotation in the same direction. So every full rotation results in a hand out in front. So when you extend your arms out in front, you are going to have to squeeze your stomach and pin your shoulder blades. Because if you don't, that bell is gonna win, and it's gonna round your back, and it's gonna drop towards the floor, and you're gonna get tension on the lower back. So we're at the 30-second mark. So I'm now changing the direction in which I'm doing my halo. My shoulders are really starting to warm up, and I can feel my core having to brace just a little bit more with every rep. And again, slow as pro. Try not to hand it out with a little arch. Try and hand it straight out, straight in, and you're bracing your stomach muscles to help. 3 seconds, you're getting a breather. 2, 1, rest. 5 seconds. 4, 3. We're back to the original rotation. Let's go. So I'm going counterclockwise for this 30 seconds, and then I'm going to go clockwise for the last 30 seconds. So you got to really focus. Stomach muscles really squeezed as you push that weight away from your chest. The shoulders are going to want to take the pressure. They're not going to be able to take it. So you got to squeeze your stomach and keep the shoulder blades pinned. If you let your shoulder blades open up, you're in danger territory. 30 seconds to go. I've switched the rotational distance into clockwise. And I'm keeping my feet close to each other because we're trying to isolate the core as well. So what we're doing is we're taking the functional movement, in this case it's swing, and we are targeting specific areas of it. In this case it's the shoulder blades, the shoulders, and then with the single leg deadlift, it's the hamstrings and glutes. 3, 2, 1, rest 5 seconds, back to swing, 60-second swings, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Whew. So we have 6 sets of exercises like this today. We're just about to finish set number 1. We're going into our next one, which is 2 minutes of thrusters. So it's a slow squat, emphasizing load bearing through the soles of the feet. We're then, just like the swing, going to push aggressively through the soles of the feet with the shoulder blades pinned at all times and drive that bell above the head, and at the top, tense our stomach. So again, if you need a breather, take a breather. But before you do, consider being able to work at a slower rate or with less resistance before you actually stop. 12 seconds, and then we got a 5-second breather, and then we're into thrusters. You can use 2 hands or 1 for the thruster, it's up to you. 3, 2, 1, rest 5 seconds. Bell up onto the right shoulder if you're using 1 hand. If not, it's 2 hands holding. Push the hips back, sit the hips down, aggressively drive, pinning the shoulder blades and squeezing the stomach at the top. That bell pops up above the head. So focus on the big muscles on the lower body doing the driving, and the smaller muscles on the shoulders, which are already tired, doing the steering. If you were relying on that shoulder to do the push above the head, you're not going to last very long before there's a huge breakdown in technique. So rely on the big fellas. Feet shoulder width. Stick the ass out. Sit the ass down. Drive through the soles of the feet. Let the arms steer the bell continuously up above the head. Tense your stomach at the top. 15 seconds, we're at the halfway mark, and I'm going to switch hands. So we got 10 more seconds. Again, coil the spring and aggressively release the spring through the soles of the feet into the floor. 3, 2, 1. 5 seconds, shake it out. I'm going to change hands because I go in single hand. 3, 2, 1. She's already started. Let's go. So again, push the hips back. Big inhale as we drop. Aggressively push the floor away at the soles of the feet. Exhaling as we come up. And then that arm pops off the shoulder and above the head to steer the bell to the sky. In 40 seconds, we're going to take away the squat and we're going to isolate the overhead press. So it's going to be tough, and it's also going to start revealing those of you who aren't relying on the lower body to do the driving. Because if you're doing strict overhead press next, and you've been relying, is the word I'm looking for, on pressing it above the head instead of steering, then you're going to be in trouble. 14, 13, 12, 11, big muscles do the driving. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to change that back to my right hand, feet together, squeeze my stomach, punch it to the sky. So this should feel a lot tougher, because what you're doing now is actually asking the shoulders to punch it above the head. If you are not feeling any difference between this and the thruster, then you are using the shoulder to punch it above the head instead of steering it, and therefore you weren't relying on the lower body enough. 7 seconds, I'm going to change sides. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Change and go. So remember, every rep is preceded by a big squeeze on the stomach, because what happens there is, as you push that weight above your head, the same amount of energy wants to travel down until it finds a solid surface from which it can push. If you squeeze your stomach, you are giving it a solid surface. If you don't, the next available one is the ground, and you're going to lose a lot of energy on the way down, which means you're going to have to push harder to get it all the way up. 2, 1, down, shake out the arms, changing to the right. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. So visualize what the shoulder is doing. Full range of movement all the way down, under the chin, and then you're driving it back up above the head. So like I was saying, this is breaking it into the component parts. So we're going to go into squats after this. And we were introduced last week to the isometric hold. We're going to bring that in for 10-second blasts every 20 seconds on our squats. But first, we're going to change hands one more time in 3, 2, 1. Switch and go. So again, focus on that technique. Big squeeze on the stomach. Drive that bell above the head. Shoulder blades are pinned. And let the biggest muscles in this lift do the work, which is the shoulders. We're not letting momentum get involved. We're isolating the shoulders. And you're going to feel a difference when we go back to the thruster. 8 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 2 hands or 1 on the bell. We're dropping into the squat in 3, 2, 1. Push hips back, sit hips down, drive through the soles of the feet. There is no overhead aspect. So in 13 seconds, we're going to drop to the bottom of the squat, and we're going to hold it there for 10. And we're not going to drop below parallel. We're going to stop at parallel. That means thighs parallel with the floor. And drop and hold. 10 seconds. 9, 8, shoulders back. 7, 6, soles of the feet in contact with the floor fully. Not just the heels, the balls of the feet too. 1, and up we come. Continue with the squats. I'm changing hands as I go. So after doing a 20-second rep set and a 10-second isometric hold, you should be very aware of those quads, glutes, and hamstrings. And also your shoulder to a degree, because it's load bearing. Ready to hold isometric in 3, 2, 1. Down, hold. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up we come, change hands, keep squatting. So again, it's not about going as fast as possible. It's about going with as perfect a technique as possible. We're 18 seconds away from our third isometric hold. We got 10 seconds of squats before we go into our last isometric squat. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it there. 10, 9, shoulders back. 8, soles of the feet in contact with the floor fully. Knees pushed out. Stomach tight. 3, 2, 1. Up. Change hands. 20 seconds of squats. Let's go. Whew. So in 16 seconds, you're going to shake out those legs, and then we're going to do 60 seconds worth of thrusters. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake it out. I'm going back to my right side. Thrusters in 2, 1. Let's go. Push hips back, sit hips down, drive aggressively through the soles of the feet. Squeeze the stomach, shoulder blades pinned, because if you try and do this individually, it's not going to happen. Those shoulders are tired, the core is tired, the legs and glutes are tired. So they got to work together to get that bell above the head. 8 seconds, 7, 6, remember the aggression and the push on the legs. 3, 2, changing hands, 1, change and go. 30 seconds to go. So there is enough resistance, volume, there for you to keep the heart rate high. You're gonna start sweating if not already. 15 seconds, and then we're going into our kettlebell snatch. 10 seconds, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bell on the floor. One hand or two. 3, 2, 1. Drive the legs into the floor. Bell gets driven above the head. One movement. It's not stopping at the chest. And if you find yourself pulling with that arm, then you are not driving aggressively enough through the soles of the feet. So you are sitting your hips down, coiling the spring, driving the floor away aggressively, and then when the hips are fully extended, only then do you start to acknowledge the bend in the elbow and allow the bell to still travel above the head. Whew. You're 30 seconds in, we're 90 seconds to go, and then we're going into our upright row. So we are isolating the shoulders, traps, delts and lats to get that bell to the chin without the use of the legs. And it should feel so much more difficult without the use of the legs. 6 seconds, 5, 4, 3, changing hands in 2, 1. Shake it out, change to the left, or stay with those two hands, and let's go. Oh. Nick is deciding to ignore the 5-second breathers. Drop your hips low, use the hips. If you drop your head and leave your ass up in the air, you are not able to use your hips. I want to see those hips drop towards the floor. They don't have to be as low as the squat, but they gotta be lower than you bowing or bending over, because then you are using the glutes as opposed to the lower back and hamstrings. Oh, predominantly. 25 seconds, and then we're gonna switch the bell into the right hand, and you're gonna do an upright row, which is an isolation exercise on the right shoulder, lat, trap, rhomboid, postural muscles. So we gotta squeeze our core as we pull, just like we did with our overhead press. 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bell in your right hand, left hand behind the back. Very slight lean forward, shoulder blades pinned, squeeze your stomach, pull with a roll on the shoulder. So it's like you're rolling the shoulder up and back, and then you decide, just after it's about to finish the roll, you're gonna pull. And you're bracing your core, because that stops your hips from firing across the room and generating momentum. Remember, you have to be strict on yourself and get yourself to focus on isolating that shoulder. 3, 2, 1. Change hands, off we go. So it's a roll followed by a pull. A roll followed by a pull. And if you're unsure if you're not rolling your shoulder properly, just don't even roll it, pull with the arm and you'll see the difference. So by rolling the shoulder up and back, you're getting a nice bit of momentum to get the shoulder to pull that last bit all the way up. 4 seconds, 3, 2, 1. Shake out the arms, change back to the right hand. And remember, it is a snatch, but this time we've taken the legs out of the equation and we have to let the traps and lats support themselves. So it's massively different to a snatch because there is no assistance from the biggest muscle groups in the body. It's like a mini trying to pull a trailer instead of a truck trying to pull a trailer. So in 8 seconds, we're changing for the last time into the upright row on the left side. 3, 2, 1, change and go. So remember, you are using the shoulder roll before the pull because the rolling muscles are stronger and larger than the pulling muscles. So if you use the largest muscles in the sequence, you're going to generate the right lift at the right time and put pressure on the right areas. 10 seconds, and then we are going into the bottom of the snatch, or sorry, we're going to bridging, I should say. We're on our backs, 3, 2, 1, down onto our backs. We're going to put our right heel on the chair, right heel only, left leg is in the air. Let's go. So, in 20 seconds time, we are going to do a 10-second isometric hold at the top. And then we're going to lower down and change legs. 7 seconds, we're going to push our hips up as high as you can and hold them there, making sure you keep hold of the legs of that chair with your hands. And up and hold, 10 seconds, 9, 8, tension on the butt cheek, 6, 5, hamstring burning, 4, 3, 2, 1, down, change legs, left leg, rep it out. So again, keeping the legs of that chair as close to your bum as possible. We are not using the right leg in any way, shape or form. Don't swing it to the sky, because that then generates momentum and takes pressure off that left ass cheek, left hamstring. Getting ready to 8 seconds. We're gonna hold an isometric hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, up and hold. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep the hips high. 4, 3, 2, 1. Down, change legs. Let's go. Right side again. Getting ready in 13 seconds to do an isometric hold on the right. 10. Keep repping out in the meantime. Full range of movement. 3, 2, 1. Drive and hold. Keep that legs, that chair in tight to your butt. Keep the hips up as high as possible through the right heel. Tension on the butt cheek. 2, 1. Down, change, left leg, rep it out. Let's go. So we have one more, and then we are into our second round of kettlebell or dumbbell snatch. 10 seconds, and then we're going into our last iso hold, and then it's up, back on the bell. Whew. 3, 2, up we get and hold. Whew. That left hamstring's burning. Wiggle your toes on the left foot to ensure the heel is load bearing. Hips tight or hips high, glutes tight, and rest up, back on the bell. Whew. And let's go. Snatch it away from the floor and above the head. 30 seconds on the right side, 30 seconds on the left side. So you look at 2 things you'll notice. Number 1, those legs firing off the floor are a lot more explosive because you've actually activated the muscles. Number 2, you're a lot more tired. That's normal. Whew. So, at the end of this snatch lift, we are halfway through our session. And change hands if you're using single hands. 30 seconds, and then we're into our cleans. Cleans and snatch are very similar, if not identical, to the point where the bell rests on the chest. So it's the same muscular output that we're doing with the clean, except the bell stops at the chest and rests for a split second. 8 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to the right hand or 2 hands. You're going to start with the bell on the floor and you're going to drive it to the chest. Let's go. Drive to the chest, drop the elbow underneath, rack it on the chest. Let's go. So it's all about driving the floor away and making that kettlebell as weightless as possible. And when it's weightless, you drop your elbow down, twist your wrist, and slip in behind it. You do not want that bell to flip over the top. If it flips over the top, you're not generating enough energy through the leg and hips, and you're holding onto it too tight. You just want to hold on enough with an open palm that you can rotate it on the webbing of your thumb and allow you to change the angle of your wrist without having to flip the bell out in front. 16 seconds, and then we are changing to the left side, or we're staying with the 2 hands, whichever one you've chosen. 10 seconds. So remember, generate as much power with the leg drive as possible. Shoulder blades pinned at all times. Stone muscles tight at the top. Shake it out, change to the left. And let's go. Drive the floor away. Generate as much energy as possible that the bell can capitalize on. When it's weightless, twist your wrist, drop your elbow underneath, catch on the outside of your forearm, but at all times, you are not letting the bell flip. You are keeping the handle high on the bell so it doesn't flip end over end over onto your wrist. If you're struggling to catch it with a twist as opposed to a flip, then just catch it with another hand to help just at the last second and settle it down onto the wrist. So in 20 seconds, we are going into our, sorry, I'm losing my train of thought because there's no blood in my brain. In 15 seconds, we're going into our drop squat. Don't worry if you don't know what it is. It'll make sense in about 7 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the bell in your right hand, feet together. You're going to spread the floor as wide as possible without jumping and drop into a squat. Stand up, bring the feet together. Feet go out and down. I want to hear an audible foot noise allowing you to drop. So think of it as a trapdoor that's being opened underneath you and you're dropping underneath. It's not a jump. So if you're to trace the angle of the feet, it's not a McDonald's sign. It's literally spread the floor wide. Slide them out quickly, drop your ass into the pocket. And it's a squat, remember? So we are keeping the soles of the feet in contact with the floor as we're going into the squat. Whew. So in 20 seconds, you're gonna shake it out for 5, and we're going again. Remember, we're bracing our core to stay stable. On the way down, and then exhale on the way up. 5 seconds, tiring, isn't it? 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake it out. Change to the left hand, or keep it in 2 hands on your chest. Feet together, spread the floor, drop. Woo! So it's like the floor is just opening, and you're just dropping into it. You are not breaking through the knees, you are dropping through the hips. The soles of the feet are keeping contact with the floor. The knees are pushed out, just like a squat. And essentially what you're doing is you're absorbing the energy of the squat into your quads, glutes, hamstrings, and core. Whew. You gotta get that ass low. Whoa. There's no point in doing a half squat. If you do a half squat, you're goosed. Whew. So in 27 seconds, we're gonna use our chair and we're gonna do a knee drop, step up. Whew. 30 seconds right and left twice. Whew. 17 seconds, 16, 15 seconds left. Get that chair ready or nearby. 10 seconds. Oh, those legs are burning. 7 seconds. Whew. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rack it on your right shoulder. Put your left foot up on the chair. Drop your right knee as low as possible. Drive off the left foot, up you come. So you're dropping the right knee as close to the floor as you can, pushing through the sole of the left foot, standing tall. You are keeping the bell in your right hand, so it's on the same side as the knee. That gets as low as possible. So Nick, if you're doing that, you need to keep your right foot working as opposed to the left. So holding on the right, dropping on the right. Well, in 3 seconds, we are changing to the other side. Change. Holding in the left, dropping on the left. Pushing through the right. So remember, as with our step up, we are looking to crush that chair or that surface you're stepping on into the floor with the whole surface area of your foot. As you get tired, you're going to start failing on the small muscles. In my case, I'm feeling it through my shoulder blades because I'm trying to keep them pinned back at all times. 3, 2, 1, shake it out, 5 seconds. Right hand hold, left foot on chair. And drop the knee, push through left foot, up we come. Whew. So, we are going in 53 seconds back into our cleans. Whew. So what I want you to do is for the next 2 minutes, I want you to focus on what your butt cheeks are doing during this work. So they're really contracting. And by contracting your butt cheeks, you're driving your hips back into an upright position. Change sides. And by driving your hips back up into an upright position, you're getting a full contraction on your bum, your hamstring, your hip flexors, and then your quads and core are also coming into play as supporting roles. So we really got to focus on the glutes. And I will explain why when we're finished the cleans. 10 seconds, 9, 8, 7, 6, cleans in 5, 4, 3, control at all times, 2, 1. Shake it out. Back to the floor with the bell. Cleaning from the floor. Let's go. Drive through the soles of the feet. Capitalize on the energy. Drop the elbow, slip in behind the bell, and rack it. Just for half a second on the chest. And again, revert to our 3 points. Aggression through the soles of the feet. Posture relentlessly held on the shoulder blades. And the stomach muscles squeezed consciously. Whew, at the top. We're going to change sides in 2, 1. Change and go. Whew. So, next exercise we're going into is the push press. So it's an overhead press, but you're bringing a small hip drive into play. It is not a squat. It is the start of a squat, and it's almost like you've changed your mind and you decide to snap your hips back into place. And by doing that, you're generating energy, which the bell can capitalize on and travel. 3, 2, 1. Bell in your right hand, feet hip width. Stick your ass out like you're shutting a door. Snap them back into place. Bell goes up above the head. Hips back, snap them back into place. You do not consciously bend your knees. The only way your knees bend is in sympathy to your hips. Your hips are in control of your knees. You are not in control of your knees. Your hips are. The only thing you're in control of is how you stick your ass out, drive through the soles of the feet, maintain posture, and squeeze stomach. If you focus on the hip drive over the knee bend, you will get more muscle in play and you will work your glutes more. If you focus on breaking the knees and letting the hips do whatever they want, then you are not going to get anything out of it except knee pain. 15 seconds, and we're changing sides. So you are riding the resistance through the core, up into the arms, and then those arms are capitalizing and steering the bell above your head. Whew. 2, 1, change. Again, you are never pressing with the arm, you are steering with the arm. Let's go. Ass out, snap the hips back into place, stand to attention, and then that bell capitalizes and drives straight up to the sky. And if you're not extending fully, then you're not going to be able to tense your stomach at the top. And if you can't tense your stomach, then you need to be more explosive with the hip drive. So, sequence is ass out, snap the hips back into place, squeezing your stomach, extending the arm, keeping the shoulder blades pinned throughout all of those. So we're going to be testing the shoulder and the core strength next in 20 seconds with the right side overhead rear lunge. Woo. 15 seconds. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, explosive. 7, concentrate on the hips, not the knees. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bell into the right hand. Extend above the head, feet hip width. Kick the right leg back, drop the knee to the floor. Drive off the left foot. Up we come, maintain the width. So we are not pushing off the ball of the foot. We are not pushing off the heel of the foot. We are driving the foot uniformly and explosively into the floor. Your shoulder blades are pinned and your stomach is tight. Sounds familiar, right? That's because everything is governed by those 3 movements. 5 seconds, we're changing sides. 3, 2, 1, change sides. Up and kick it back, drop the knee, whoops, push through the flat of the foot. And the reason you get unstable during this, because the core doesn't fire fully, or you're not maintaining the width on the feet. So we are looking to focus on the arm fully extended, but relax the shoulder. Let the weight sit down into the middle back, in between your shoulder blades. Your stomach is tight on the front. 3 seconds, we're shaking it out. 2, 1, shake it out. Change to the right hand again. Extend above the head, feet hip width, and let's kick back and drop. Drive through the sole of the left foot, up you come. So again, 3 points. Do I need to say them? Aggression through the sole of the foot, shoulder blades pinned, stomach tight at the top. And you're exhaling aggressively through the diaphragm as you come up. 7 seconds, and then we are changing to the last side. 4, 3, 2, 1, change and go. Kick leg back, drop knee, aggressive through the sole of the right foot. And you should be getting full range of movement. If you're struggling, bring the bell down onto your chest. Hold it there with 2 hands if necessary. If you're still struggling, get rid of the bell and just do the full range of movement. 8 seconds, and then we're gonna hold the bell on our chest with our 2 hands. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the bell on the chest, 2 hands. Feet hip width, soft knees, stick ass out, all the way over, stretch out hamstrings, drive yourself back up to attention. So again, it's aggression through the soles of the feet, shoulder blades pinned, stomach tight at the top. So what we're doing here is we are working on our hinge, and our focus is on the posture on the shoulder blades, the hamstrings working, the soles of the feet load bearing, and the core firing. They're called good mornings. We're keeping the pressure on the posterior. Do not let the shoulder blades open up. Keep the shoulder blades pinned. Keep the hips pushed out behind you as far as you can. The knees are only very slightly unlocked, and by doing that, you're keeping pressure on the hamstrings. 10 seconds, and you'll be surprised how aggressive this is on the posture, all the way down into the lower back, bum and hamstrings. And rest 5 seconds, don't go anywhere. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Kick the hips back, soft on the knees, drive through the soles of the feet, stand tall, squeeze the stomach. Think of this as the firing sequence on your squat, your hamstring, your snatch, your thruster, your push press, your clean. That's how the hips fire. Now they may be a little bit lower in the squat, but technically that's the posture and that's the sequence in which the muscles fire. Do not rock onto your heels. Keep the pressure on the soles of the feet, because then you can do a full energy transfer. Again, you are not concentrating on the knees. You are focusing on the hips. The knees are being told what to do by the hips. Your ass goes out far behind you, your nose goes as far in front as you can, and you're driving through the soles of the feet. 10 seconds, we're back to our push press. And we're almost there. 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to the right hand. Let's get those hips working the way we just had them. Stick them out, snap them back in, ride the lightning above the head. And again, no knees are harmed in the making of this press. It's all about utilizing the biggest muscle group on the body, which are your arse, your hamstrings, your quads, and your core. They are a group that work continuously together and enable you to move explosively. 5 seconds, we're changing sides. And again, big muscles do the driving, small muscles do the steering. Change hands, let's go. And I want you to consciously focus, sticking your ass out, snapping your ass back into position, and then driving up the body and letting that arm steer the bell above your head. 13 seconds, and then we're going into sumo deadlift high pull for our last block of exercises. 7 seconds, 6, 5, so I want to see your feet as wide as possible. 3, 2, 1. So, channel your inner sumo wrestler. Feet as wide as possible. Sit your ass down. Keep your knees pushed out. Drive, steer the bell to your chin. Drive the floor away, steer the bell to your chin. Get your ass as low as possible. Keep your upper body as upright as possible. Keep your knees pushed out in the same direction as your toes. Keep the soles of your feet in contact with the floor. And again, the 3 points, screaming at the screen. Drive aggressively through the soles of the feet. Shoulder blades pinned, stomach muscles tight at the top. So we are 90 seconds away. Remember, your smaller muscles are gonna tire a lot quicker. So if you feel those small muscles tiring, focus more aggressively on the big muscles, because I guarantee they have a hell of a lot more in them than you give them credit for. So remember, coil the spring. If you don't sit the hips down, you're not coiling the spring. If you're not coiling the spring, you're not going to get the energy release. Change hands. So again, sit, drive through soles of feet aggressively, standing upright, shoulder blades pinned, squeeze stomach at the top, and use the old theory, Bend the elbow early, lose the power. So if you bend the elbow too early, you're going to lose the power for the bell to capitalize on. So we want to focus on that bell, those hips fully extending before that elbow bends. If that elbow is bending before the hips are locked into place, then I know you're pulling, and we don't want that. Keep it going, guys. We're almost there. So we're going to stay with our right hand on the bell after this, and we're going to go into the bottom of the sumo deadlift. 18 seconds, 17, 16, keep the knees pushed out, shoulders back, drive the floor aggressively, steer it to the chin. Woo. Use the big muscles. 6 seconds, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to the right hand. Keep the feet as wide as they are. Sit your ass right down till the bell touches the floor. Keeping the arms straight, stand until the bell is in between your knees, and then back down to a centimeter above the floor. So we are doing half deadlift, but no rest. And you should feel that nice and slow. You should feel that on the quads, on the hamstrings, on the glutes, on the chest, on the stomach, on the lower back. 7 seconds. And then we're going to take a breather for 5. And rest, shake it out. Wow. 8, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. I was going to say 10 seconds there, but then it just came out as F4. Because I realized it was only a 5-second breather we were giving ourselves. So we got 15 more seconds and you get another 5-second breather. It's honest. Stay drilled on yourself. Oh, my quads and glutes are killing me. Groin, hamstring, posture. 2, 1, rest. God. Okay, sorry. Just giving out about the floor. Let's go. And again, left hand now is in play. So we are driving the floor away. We are keeping the shoulder blades pinned. We are not letting that bell touch the floor. If you need to take a little breather, stand tall for half a second and then get back in with the perfect posture. So we're really focusing, on those hamstrings and those glutes. Do not let your shoulders round. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. 5. One more round. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Down. Drive floor away. 20 seconds. Burning. 16 seconds. 15. So again, shoulder blades pinned. Push the hips back and down. Drive through the soles of the feet. Maintain posture. 5 more seconds, then we're onto the floor with our bell. 3, 2, 1. Wow, down on the floor with your bell. Soles of the feet on the floor. Beyond the head, reach past beyond the head. Touch the floor with your bell very lightly. Bring it back to above the chest. So beyond the head, very light tip, and then back above the chest. And what we're doing here is we're letting our lats stretch out. We're letting our chest stretch. We're letting our core stay tight. So by squeezing your core, you're driving the stomach back towards itself, and you're letting that bell come back up above the chest. And alongside the core, we are looking to squeeze the back muscles to get them to bring that bell back above the chest. If you want, switch to one hand and use your hand as a very light support. So I'm now using my right hand for 90% of the movement, and my left hand is very lightly keeping itself on the bell, just in check. And I'm getting ready to change in 3, 2, 1. Rest 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. You are now officially inside the last 2 minutes of the workout. So we have our 60 seconds worth of overhead extension, and then we are going into 60 seconds of sumo deadlift high pull, and then it's high fives all around, home in time for tea and medals. And not one burpee was had. Woo! Not one donkey kick was had. Not one high plank knee to elbow. Not one set of mountain climbers, elevated or regular. Not one push up down, elbows to palms. Yeah. Not one double take burpee, upper or lower body. Whoa. 17 seconds. And then we are up into our last set of sumo deads. High pull. So think about what muscles you are going to use on the sumo deadlift. Think about what muscles are driving that bell to your chin. Think about what muscles are steering to the chin. 3, 2, 1. Up we get. Here we go. Last 60 seconds. Feet nice and wide. Sit your ass down. Aggression through the soles of the feet. And then it's shoulder blades pinned, stomach tight, and those arms are there merely to steer. They're only here to look good. Whew. The heavy lifters are the quads, the glutes, the hamstrings, the core, whew, the postural muscles. All those muscles you heard giving out to you when you were doing your half rep pulse deadlift. We got 30 seconds left if you're going single hand change now. It's the home stretch. You're doing your home stretch sprint to the finish line, and you are not letting technique, posture, everything is correct and in order, and you're focused on the last 10 seconds with perfect reps, perfect explosion through the soles of the feet, perfect pin on the shoulder blades, and a perfect contraction on the stomach. 2, 1, rest. Whew. And that is Thursday. How you feeling, Nick?
Tired.
She's gone. She's gone. Whew. How are we feeling, guys? I'm pretty wrecked. Wow, that's a big calorie burn. 155 beats per minute. And that's after about 15 seconds. Well, okay, so 59 today. It's day 60 tomorrow. How many weeks is that? 12? Wow, that's flown by. Okay guys, grab a slug of water if you have it nearby. Pull the tongue out of the back of your throat so you can breathe. And then we'll get into our cool down stretches. And if you want, if you can, let us know how you got on. Ooh, my God, tough. As in, my God as in your God, or I'm your God? Oh. Holy cow, I'm your holy cow. Is that what it is? Amazing. Oh, thanks, teens. Oh my, tough. Yeah, it was, Carol, wasn't it? Christ almighty. Jeez, we're all very religious today, aren't we? It's funny how we all get very religious. Jesus Christ and holy this, and when we're tired. Okay, let's get those hamstrings stretched out. So we're going to put our right leg up on the chair. We're going to put our heel on the chair, toe to sky, hands behind the back, and go passive fall forward, nose to toe. Now you can open out your shoulder blades. Let your shoulder blades open out and just relax through your shoulders, your shoulder blades. Relax through your hamstring. The more you bend your knee, the higher up towards your glute you're going to get the hamstring stretch. The more you straighten your leg, the lower down towards the back of the knee. So ideally we want to kind of get a balance in the middle of the hamstring, kind of the belly of the hamstring. So rotate your ankle so it's up 90 degrees from the floor, and then bend your knee a couple of degrees and push your chin or your nose towards your toe, and you'll start to feel that stretch through more of the surface area. The belly of the hamstring is the thickest part, so that's going to require the most stretching because that's where the majority of the contracting happens. But do not neglect either end as well, so give it a little bit of straight leg, a little bit of bent leg as well. Okay, we're going to change legs, same stretch, other leg. There was a hell of a lot of posterior in there, guys. Posterior means back of the body. So for those of you who are new to the, what's that, the theory I suppose, of the glutes doing the work, as in the hinge, it's always the hinge on the hips that does the work. It's never the knees. You might see the movement on YouTube or see someone beside you doing it, and if they're doing it correctly, it might look like they're using their knees. They're not. They're using their hips. You're sticking your ass out the back, and then you're snapping the ass back into position, and that in turn snaps the body upright and generates power down into the floor. And if the whole surface area of the feet push into the floor, that energy also travels up, which you can capitalize on. Okay, turn into a quad stretch. So you're going to bring your heel to your bum, standing tall. Support yourself on a chair if you need it. So again, think about the hips being used in literally every movement. In a squat, your hips are back. You have to contract your glutes, your core, your quads to snap your hips back into place, transfer the energy through the soles of the feet and stand tall. It's the same with a swing, it's the same with a lunge, it's the same with a deadlift, it's the same with anything that involves a hinge at the hips. It's never knees. The knees are subservient to your hips. Change sides. So the amount of people who see a movement and go, oh yeah, so you bend through the knees and blah, blah, blah. It's not. Just concentrate on the hips. There we go. I'm going to stop talking about that now because I could talk about that all day. Just take one thing from the session. It's all in the hips. Think Happy Gilmore. Okay, we're going to go into a hip flexor stretch now, because when you use the glutes, you also use the hip flexors. So you're going to interlock your fingers, put them behind your head, drop your knee to the floor, and just let your hip fall forward. Relax through the shoulder blades. What are you giggling at?
You.
What are you giggling about me for? Is it the funny haircut that you gave me yesterday?
Probably.
Yeah. So she took a big chunk out of the back of my hair, and then the razor broke. So I was walking around for a few hours, looking like I had a concentration camp. And change. Other foot in front. Drive the hip forward. Relax your shoulder blades. Let the hip just fall forward. So again, restrictions are being eased. That means in Ireland anyway, that means next Monday from the 8th of June, the travel window is going to be extended to 20 kilometers. Outdoor sessions can be increased in number slightly, which we're looking to do in our gym. But people are still advised to stay at home. So whether I'm here or I'm in the gym behind locked doors doing the remote session, I will still be here midday, Monday to Friday next week. Okay, up we come. Last one. Drop the right hand down the back in between the shoulder blade, left on the elbow, and pull to the left. Elbows tired, but so are the quads. I meant shoulders. I'll rephrase that. Shoulders tired, but so are the quads. Good, Susie. You're learning. And change. You are strength God. Jeez. You are strength God. Tina, don't ever say that to me again, because
No, don't.
I'm at a moment where my head is small. I don't want it to get larger. Okay, take a big breath in through the nose. Thank you very much for training, guys. I will see you tomorrow. Oh, she just walked in front of the camera by accident. Say hello. Come over and say hello.
Go away.
Come on
go
over.
away.
No, she's not. Look, there she goes. That's what she looks like from the side and going through a door. That's the best you're going to get from her, guys. See you later.